So you clicked on a Willbender video. You may be one of the many people who absolutely love playing Willbender, or you may be one of the many people who hate playing against Willbender. Well, love it or hate it, Willbender is a build that you must respect for its unmatched power and mobility. This video, we're not going to be going over whether Willbender is balanced or not, although I'm sure I'll hear lots about it in the comments, and I really look forward to it. We're instead going to be going over the meta Willbender build, and we're going to watch a gameplay of the build to see how it's played in Conquest. And hey, hopefully you learn a thing or two about the build. Maybe the Willbender lovers can learn a tip or trick or two, and maybe the Willbender haters can learn a little bit on how to fight it. So let's get into it, guys. So first of all, I want to thank everybody for helping me reach my goal of 3,000 subscribers. I'm so happy with the growth of the channel and how everything's been going. It's so much fun, and I really appreciate your guys' support. So thank you so much. It was a really nice Christmas gift to me to be able to hit that goal. So thanks again. And I wanted to wish a Merry Christmas to those who celebrate and a Happy Holidays to those who don't. Anyway, so here is the build. That's what you guys are here for. So obviously we're taking Willbender. And for those of you who have seen my previous Willbender video, there's been a number of changes basically. The spear has come out, has been released, and the thing with the spear is that it's got a lot of healing on it. You see the auto attack heals you, the number 2 heals you a lot, the 4 heals you a good amount as well. So this weapon has a lot of healing on it. In my previous Willbender build, we used to take the Zakharos relic because that was a nice source of healing, but we don't need that anymore because the spear will heal us up. So, because of that, we're free to take the most overpowered relic in the whole game, the Relic of the Stormsinger. This thing will be hitting people for like 2k, and it'll bounce between people. It's absolutely absurd. So we've got this really nice healing coming from our weapon, and we've got this really nice damage coming from our relic. That's pretty much all that you really need to know about this build. Everything is pretty standard, otherwise Rune of the Warrior. These sigils, you know, you can swap them around. I know that some people like exploitation and certain damaging sigils on their spear. I think that's totally valid, but this is just what I like to run. The traits are fairly locked in. If you're really struggling against Condis, you can go to Absolute Resolve. But I think that the meta at this point is pretty settled on Willbender, and this is kind of what's best. Maybe barring the sigils. You could change the sigils up. So this is what I'm using in this video. Feel free to try this out. If you guys suggest any tweaks, feel free to leave them in the comments. Thanks very much. Let's look at the gameplay next. Okay, so here's our Willbender gameplay. Now, pre-warn you, I'm not the best Willbender. I mean, I'm not the best at Guild Wars 2 in general, so this should come as no surprise, but I'm definitely not the best Willbender. I've fought a ton of them, and I've played it a good bit, but, you know, I'm not perfect at this class. I'm still getting a little bit warmed up, but off the rip here, my teammates go towards mid, so nobody caps home, so I think, alright, I'll cap home. And so that's where I head. And at certain points here, I'm going to kind of slow things down and freeze things for key moments. Now, the Mesmer appears, but he's instantly in stealth, so I back up to let his stealth run out because I don't want to let him get a free burst on me. Now, I'm going to pause here for a second. Spear 5 is a knockdown skill, and Judge's Intervention is an instant teleport. So you can use Spear 5 and then Judge's Intervention like this. So Spear 5, Judge's Intervention, and that teleports you onto them and knocks them down. Once you've got them knocked down, you can use any skill pretty much you want to throw some damage on them while they're knocked down, and that's a really good combo to start pretty much any fight with if you want to start a fight in an aggressive way. That's something for, you know, our Willbender friends to take note of, but if you're fighting a Willbender, watch for that combo, because that's one of the things that they're going to be using is that Spear 5 into Judge's Intervention. So it's always good to have a stun break ready when you think that they're going to teleport onto you. So here comes the enemy Willbender. He does a kind of different opener with his swirling light. So watch this. I'm going to do it again here. Spear 5, Judge's Intervention, Spear 3, and F1, and that gets me a second kill. So you're going to see me using that combo over and over and over, and it's going to be getting a lot of kills. So just keep that in mind. That's one of your main combos. It's kind of insanely strong. I remember there was a little class by the name of Untamed that was CCing people using a instant cast teleport, And if you recall, Untamed got nerfed really badly and was not allowed to keep its instant cast teleport. See, I did it again there, Spear 5 with the Jesuit Intervention. So that's basically 3 times in a row that's worked for me, and 3 times in a row that's gotten me a kill. You can back that up with pretty much whichever high damage skill you want. F1 is good, Spear 3 is good, but it's a very basic combo. Now roll into mid here. I see that there's an enemy Willbender. So I chuck my Spear 4 and then I go after him. Big damage latches onto him. Well, there's an enemy Dragon Hunter as well on the node. So with the Dragon Hunters, you know, your F3 is your best friend because it gives you that damage mitigation and allows you to kind of disrespect their traps, right? So I sort of use my F3 on top of him for the stability and Aegis. And then I'm allowed to do a big burst. There's my Spear 5 into Judge's Intervention combo again. The Revenants are slippery, right? He uses his Riposting Shadows to get out of that. So well played by him. But he uses his block and stuff, so he's kind of on the back foot at this point. So I'm just going to apply some pressure. He gets his Glint heal off. Now he's kind of running out of cooldowns. I've done this fight, you know, Willbender versus Power Herald a zillion times, just as the Power Herald more often than the Willbender, so I kind of know what they're going to do. And I can see he's low here, so I screw up my teleport, but it still works. I still have enough damage to get that. And then I do a Spear 4 and Spear 2 on the enemy Mesmer and get the kill there. So really cracking start to the game here, getting lots of kills, running around, doing lots of damage, good stuff for the team. I've got a good team, and there's a couple of really good enemies in this game too, so this was a really interesting one. It stayed close, I think, the whole way through this game. So I'm just kind of running around here. Here's a nice little trick you can do. F3 to jump up onto the cliff on full fire there. That can come in handy if you're trying to run away from somebody or just get around the map more quickly. Okay, so I'm looking at this fight now, trying to see who I should pressure. There is a guy up back there who's low, so I'm keeping an eye on him. He enters the fight, so I target switch to him. And I mean, Willbender duels, you just kind of spin around on one another and use your Storm Slinger relic. F3 to get stability to get out of the Dragon Hunter trap. That thing is scary. Still got stability, but I get hit with the Longbow 5, but somebody gives me a stability. I don't know if that was me or somebody else, but I can get out of it. See, the Moa is up, and so I switch to the Moa and target him. I've got a Mesmer on my team who's running the Moa skill, so I'm basically always on the lookout for that. And if somebody gets turned into a Moa, I jump onto him. This, I believe, is a Lightning Rod Ellie. So, like, his whole thing is he's going to try and CC you, and his CCs do damage, which is really annoying. But I'm just going to wait until he's out of his Tornado, and then I'm going to Spear 4 and F1 and Spear 2, and that gets us the kill on him. Lightning Rod is a crazy build. There's a trait that Elementalists have where when they CC you, it does damage, basically. And there's a few builds that just kind of run around and doing a ton of CC, and it's really difficult to fight. So I've got a down teammate here, so I burst in with my Spear 5. Then I res my teammate just a little bit. And then once I get some health on my teammate, I spin and I cleave out the down body, and we just happened to barely salvage that situation. That was really scary, but it's that quick split-second decision making to target my teammate, get some rezzing on him, and then cleave out the enemy. That just worked really well. So able to get the Herald one more time there, but we're 4v1, you know, that's nothing particular. Now look, I can use my auto attack to heal up when I'm just walking around. Like, if you just spam your auto attack, it will be healing you the whole time. I failed to dodge the Dragon Hunters F1, but I just wait for the traps to go out, and I use my F3 stability, and then I can use my burst with my Spear 5 skill to knock him down, and then get that kill. So it's all about playing the map. You know, you've got to be checking your mini-map very frequently because, you know, Willbender is a roamer. I see more often than not, the issue that people run into when they're trying to learn Willbender is they're not playing the role of a roamer. They may be trying to duel with it or just do something that's not really designed for it. You need to be roaming around the map, moving quickly, snowballing fights, securing kills, and like this fight, for example, right? We're trying to gank the enemy Revenant, 3v1 essentially, right? Like we're just trying to get a quick kill and then move on. But I see this guy gets turned into a Moa, so I swap over to him, quick burst, get that kill. Then we switch back to the Revenant, quick burst, and get that kill. That's kind of what you're trying to be doing as a roamer, is looking for the easiest picks and picking them off and making it so that your team is never in an even numbered fight or in a disadvantaged outnumbered fight. The enemy Willbender is targeting me, so I just need to make some space and play a little bit further away and let my teammates damage him, and then I do my Spear 5 into Judge's Intervention combo and get him down. That combo is just kind of your trusty combo that is going to carry you through a lot of these engagements. Okay, the enemy Ellie is there. I'm wiggling my spear around for some healing that I don't need. Okay, there's the Dragon Hunter. He ports in on me very aggressively. I'm in the Dragon's Maw, but I have F3 to get out of that. I love having the ability to disrespect Dragon Hunters. No offense, Dragon Hunter players, but you know, you also have to know when to fold them, right? Like, this guy is there, and he's got a teammate. I'm not going to duel that. I'm not going to be successful 2v1 against that, so I just run away. The enemy Willbender is chasing me, though, so here's something really dumb. I just try and make space, but I just run into the Ellie's Tornado, which is going to damage me. So I need to run back now. I see that the Mesmer is low, so I throw a little bit of damage on him. I'm going to see if I can secure this down. And we just barely get that. Now I need to run away because I've got absolutely nothing, so I just run away while using my Spear 4. But the enemy Ellie recognizes that I've got nothing, and he CCs me and does a zillion damage with his CC because he is on the funny build. And I was hoping my teammate would cleave that Mesmer that I downed, but no such luck. Anyways, I'll skip past my respawn timer here and we'll get back to it. Always off respawn, we're looking at our map to see where we're needed most, seeing where we can get quick and easy kill. I see that my teammate is outnumbered here. I'm going to see if I can bail him out. So I target and do my port combo, but we are unable to stop him from getting down, so we're just going to run towards the teammate now. We don't want to take this outnumbered fight. I see that my teammate uses a Mistform, but that is a lost cause. My Mesmer lands the Moa on this Ellie, so I port in really quickly and do as much damage as I possibly can with the Moa, and we secure that kill. A little bit of synergy between the friendly Mesmer and myself goes a long way here because he's landing those Moas, right? So when your teammate's making those big plays, landing those key skills and abilities, you want to be, you know, making plays off the back of his plays, right? So, alright, we're 2v2 here. Now I'm going to make a big mistake. There's the Revenant Greatsword 5. I use Spear 2 while the Revenant's Greatsword 5 is going off. And that basically locks me in an animation while I'm in a bunch of damage. So, you know, the Spear 2 is a really long animation. And while you're in the middle of it, you're quite vulnerable. So you need to be thinking about the times that you're using it. And you can't be using it the way that I used it just then, you know, to eat all that damage, basically. So we'll skip past that respawn timer again. But there's a bunch of abilities like that in the game where it's a long animation and you need to be thoughtful about when you're using it. Revenant's Mace 3 is a great example where it's that long leap. You got to be thinking about when you're using that. But yeah, this Spear 2 is just such a prime example of it because you're not evading while you're using it. You're not dodging. You're not protected in any way. You're just in this long animation. You're just like running in a straight line. So good players will see you running in a straight line and they'll punish that, right? They'll use a key skill and get lots of damage off. So you got to kind of be thoughtful with your uses of that skill. And short distance Spear 2s are better than long distance Spear 2s for that reason. Well, I mean, other reasons too, right? If it's too long, they can just sidestep it. Like, this is quite long and not the best idea, but we're 3v1 and it's not super important to think about your damage. It's more important just to get the damage in this situation. So get that kill real quick, and I'm just wiggling my spear around for the heals. You know, you can just always auto attack for healing, even if they're not hitting somebody. You can just use it. So yeah, the 3v3, or I think this is a 3v4, but I see the Mesmer's up top trying to get some range damage, so I jump on him so that he can't free cast. Keep the pressure on the Mesmer, but I get dragged in. I really want to go after this Mesmer because, as you can see, he does big range damage. I get the down on him, but my teammate goes in. I want to see if I can get the Mesmer secured so that we can rally my friend. Let's see if we can secure this Mesmer. No, my friend goes down, but we get the Mesmer back down a second time. Or sorry, that's the Willbender actually. Anyways, so we'll see if we can cleave this out. We do, but my friend does not rally, so I go after the Mesmer one more time. Get the down on him. So we've gotten 2 kills, 3 kills really in this team fight. But my team has been having a hard time surviving. And now I need to RF. I need to use my renewed focus. But I used it too late there. You know, as I was saying, I'm not the best Guardian. And I should have used that earlier. I don't know if I would have even been able to survive that if I used that, but I definitely should have used that much sooner. So this is a little learning opportunity for myself. Now this is just the end of the game basically. That we're just winding down. I'm just going to see if I can take home. Here's a Revenant versus Willbender duel. I've done this duel a zillion billion times just as the Revenant. I wait for his Shiro port, and then I knock him down, and then I just use a little bit of damage once I landed that knockdown. And that gets us the duel. So that's the end of the game. That's the a win for my team and a great team. And there's a little bit of a demo on kind of how you can play Willbender, a couple tips and combos on some things that you can do and some things to look out for if you are fighting them. Like you got to watch out for that Spear 5 and a Judge Intervention combo. You got to watch out for those symbols that they're laying down. And here come the stats for anybody that's curious. Nothing too crazy, just an unranked game, but I thought this was a pretty good game, pretty good example of how you can get this build going. So that's all for me for this week. I look forward to the debate about Willbender in the comments. I'll get my popcorn ready to go, and Merry Christmas to everybody. And yeah, I'll see you for another video next week. Thanks. Bye.